Welcome back to the channel. And last night, the Gators absolutely blew what would have been their biggest win of the entire season, maybe of Billy Napier's career last night, on the road at top 10, at a ninth ranked Missouri. Um, the Florida had its chances. Yep, there you go. Florida went down 3-0. Missouri had the ball first to start the game. They drive down the field, get a field goal. Florida takes the ball and scores a touchdown right out of the gate on their very first possession. Ricky Pearsall had I think it was like a 40 to 50 something yard um, catch and run, and then a few plays later, I think it was like Eugene Wilson had a catch and run, or it was like a wide receiver reverse. I can't remember exactly, but I know for a fact that he was the one who scored the touchdown for Florida. And then the defense actually kept bailing Florida's offense out. They got a couple of punts. They obviously had the field goal that I mentioned. Even though Missouri went inside the red zone, they bend, but they didn't break. And then Missouri eventually scores a touchdown to take the lead. And then at some point, to second last possession of the first half of Florida, they're driving down the field. Graham Mertz rolling to his left throws a inaccurate high ball to Arlis Boardingham, who was wide open, throws it over his head. Missouri defender catches it for an interception. And then Missouri drives down the field, scores, make it 13-7. Scores a field goal to make it 13-7. Then Florida, final possession of the first half. They're marching down the field. They make a few key mistakes and they have to end at halftime with no points. But first possession in the second half, Billy Napier finally realizes, hey, let me give the ball to Trevor Etienne. That guy needs to transfer. Gives it to Trevor Etienne, and he scores. Like, he gives the ball to Trevor Etienne twice. They score a touchdown. It was a big catch and run. Graham Mertz scrambling, finds Etienne across the middle. Etienne runs it into the house for an end zone score. Then Missouri drives right back down the field, scores a touchdown. And then Florida, again, feeding it to Trevor Etienne, drives back down the field and scores. Make it 21-20. Missouri drives down the field, kick a field goal, make it 21-23. And then the injury happened. Graham Mertz on a 3rd down 6 decides I'm gonna run. Boom! Lowers his shoulder, takes big hit from 2 Missouri defenders at the same time, but still manages to fall forward for the first down. And he didn't just fall past the sticks. He actually got 4 or 5 yards beyond the first down marker. He actually hurt the Missouri defender, one of the Missouri defenders on the play, but the problem is he got hurt himself, but because he was so racked up with adrenaline, he didn't realize it to the last second because he hands the ball off on the very next play to Missouri, to either Montrell or Trevor. I can't remember who it was. And then all of a sudden he just writhes in pain. And as it comes out, he fractured his collarbone. So he's going to be out for the rest of the year. He's probably going to miss a significant amount of practices in the spring if he chooses to come back. If Florida somehow makes a bowl game, it's not going to be not even close to enough time to recover for the game. So in steps Max Brown. Max Brown actually drives down the field, is actually starting to drive down the field. Billy Napier actually does something smart and calls a play action pass, throws it with Max Brown, doesn't play scared until a certain point, but eventually he does. And Max, I keep saying Mertz out of habit. Max, you know, drives down the field. They're in Missouri red zone. They're at like the 19-yard line or something, or they're very least close to Missouri red zone. But Max Brown, not paying attention to what he's doing, hands the ball off, but he hands it too damn high to Montrell Johnson. Instead of putting it in between Montrell Johnson's, in the middle of Montrell Johnson's jersey in his chest or his stomach, he puts it up high to his elbow. Montrell knocks the ball out of his hand. Missouri recovers it for a fumble, and then they immediately make Florida pay for it with an immediate touchdown. And when they went up 30-21, I said, that's it. Florida might have just cost themselves this game because now you have to score twice. But despite that, the guys, to their credit, keep battling and battling and battling and battling and battling because They drive down the field and they get a score. Max Brown running with his legs. The run game for Florida was starting to. The run game for Florida was pretty damn good last night. Like I did not think that they were going to get that many yardage on Missouri's defense, which is pretty damn good, especially and it was on the road. They drive down the field. Trevor Etienne, he scored. Oh no, wait. Hold on for a second. I just realized it was not Trevor Etienne who scored on the touchdown that put Florida up 21-20. It was Ricky Pearsall. I just realized that. It was Ricky Pearsall on the 39-yard touchdown run on a reverse. My apologies to Ricky Pearsall. It was not Trevor Etienne on that second touchdown in the third quarter. Trevor Etienne, this is where Trevor Etienne scores the second touchdown. Trevor Etienne scores the second touchdown to put Missouri up 30 to knock the lead down from 30 to 28. Then the defense get a much needed stop. So now you get the ball with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. You're down 30 to 28. You drive down the field. Max Brown, read option play, runs it 25 yards down the field. Make sure he doesn't fumble the football. Gets tackled near Missouri in Missouri's red zone. But Billy Napier, 3 straight times running the ball, trying to milk the clock or make Missouri burn all their timeouts when there's over 2 minutes remaining. You should be if anything, I don't have a problem with you selling for the field goal, but you need to get another first down before you can play chew clock in that situation. You need to get another first down because Missouri, their offense doesn't need a lot of time. And that's exactly what you gave them anyway, because you kicked the field goal with a minute and 46 seconds left. And I'm thinking that's too much damn time. You just gave Missouri all kinds of life. Not to mention the fact that Trevor Etienne ran out of bounds and made sure Missouri preserved a timeout when he quite frankly probably should have just laid down and make them burn that timeout or make them forced to give up the 40 seconds. But I think Missouri would call timeout anyway. Some people were complaining about that, Trevor Etienne running out of bounds, but I don't think it would have had much impact because Missouri would have just called timeout anyway. And then, but it's 31-30. You still have the lead. By all means, you still have the lead. No matter what I've said in this video, you still have the lead at that moment. And then it gets down to first down and 10. Missouri gets a first down. And then they get, I think they got another first down after that. It's first down and 10. Then there's a false start penalty. It knocks Missouri back 5 yards. Ryan Schrader catches a check down pass, and the Florida defense not only hustles towards him, but they make him run out of bounds, and he actually ran out of bounds 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So first and 15 becomes second and 17, and then Ryan Cook throws it to one of his receivers. I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was Luther Burden, but he throws it to one of the Missouri defenders. Jane Kimber, with some great coverage, bats the ball away, high points his man perfectly, and it's 3rd and 17. It's 3rd and 17, and 3rd and 17, and the next play, he throws it down the field, overthrows his man to make it 4th and 17. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Florida might actually win this. Florida can win this if they just don't give up. If they just don't give up a first down here. 4th and 17. All you got to do is just give up 16 yards or less, and that's it. You win the game. Missouri had no timeouts left at that point. But of course, Florida gives up the 4th and 17. They give up a couple more first downs after that. Missouri kicks the field goal. They win the game. I put this solely on the defense. And I gave the defense a little bit of love in the first half, but I can't. 4th and 17. I understand all the mistakes Florida had made up to this point. The interception by Graham Mertz in the second quarter, the Graham Mertz injury, getting Max Brown causing the fumble with Montrell Johnson. Despite all that, you could have won the game if you had not given up that 4th and 17. The way Florida lost last night is something Nebraska would have done under Scott Frost. Yeah, I'm fine. Scott Frost at Nebraska would find ways to lose like that. and y- and um, that's exactly what Florida did. They pulled a Scott Frost. Scott Frost would find bad ways to lose close games like that, and they um they just cost themselves the victory right there. That was their chance. They would have cost themselves. They would have had a bowl. They would have had a bowl game. They could have. They would have had the extra bowl practices, which is needed for a young team like this. But when it matters most, Florida finds ways to lose the game. And this is what I'm saying with this coaching staff. It's not that their schemes don't work, but they don't put their players in best positions when it matters the most. 4th and 17. Austin Armstrong, you got to go. Austin Armstrong, you have to go. You can't come back next year after the way you blew that game. I don't know what coverage call you made on that 4th and 17. You had not called a coverage like that the entire. I don't think you made a coverage call like that the entire season. And at that moment, you choose to play prevent instead of just actually calling your defense. I actually would have preferred if you had you blitz Brady Cook and make him run around and then have him throw down the field and Missouri gets the first. I would have preferred that because then at least I could say, you play to your team defense's strengths. And not only that, but I'm not even sure if you even did talk to your defense because on that play, the defense, there were like three Florida defenders were arguing about what coverage was called. I don't know what communication you did with them on that timeout, but you squandered that. I don't know. Like when Missouri called their final timeout on that 4th and 17, I don't know what communication you were doing with your defense, but they didn't know what the hell to do at that moment. And I know you're young, but that's a reflection on you as the coordinator, man. Your defense was playing well in the first half. Your defense was getting stops at certain moments, at critical moments when Florida needed it. You kept them out of the end zone when they were driving down the field to make it 23-21. You got the much needed stop when the score was 30-28. I don't know what happened, man. The defense, y'all gave that one up. That's on y'all. I gave you I put most of the blame on the offense for the Arkansas loss. In the LSU game and in this one, the defense, you got to wear this. Austin Armstrong, you can't come back next year. I'm sorry. And I really don't care if it will be the defense's third defensive coordinator in 3 years. I really don't care because to have defenses keep giving up critical plays like that at critical junctions of the game, that's just not good at all. So that's where I'm at with Austin Armstrong. I don't think he should come back next year. Um, you know what? I've changed my mind on Billy Napier hiring an offensive coordinator because the offense is giving you 30 points 3 games in a row. 31 points last night, 35 points against LSU, 36 against Arkansas. They've given you 3 straight games of 30 plus points, and the defense at certain moments in the game could not stand up when it mattered most. So, but I still don't like Billy Napier's play calling. So, um, if he wants to keep his offense in there, fine. But you got to give play calling duties to Russ Callaway, the tight end coach, and make him full time OC. You got to let him call the plays. You can't call plays anymore, Billy Napier, because you just get too damn conservative when it matters the most. You could have called a play action pass. You know, call play action pass when Missouri was expecting you to run with it. And I'm not saying it's guaranteed that you would have won the game regardless, but you at the very least could have knocked Missouri off their perch with a play call or something. That's just really bad. The Gators, I said this last week after I don't know if it was last week or after the Arkansas game, but the Gators are the bad news bears of the SEC, and that's where they are. Oh, this is heartbreaking. The the loss to Arkansas was disappointing. The was it was disappointing and it was frustrating. The loss to LSU last week was upsetting. This one is heartbreaking. I I just don't know what to say. I don't know what more to say.